First question. Which kinds of stories do you employ, such as traditional tales, unique stories, and stories with cultural significance? What makes these specific story kinds your choice?
Okay, so as a kinder teacher, I usually give different kind of stories to my learners. So, dahil matatag na ang ngayon, ang curriculum is the choices of stories is already given sa lesson exemplars, wherein the title of the stories are already in the exemplar. So, wala na may choice na unsa ang pilion kay naa na siya dito ba. So, pangitaon na lang namo tong stories kung unsa to siya na title. So, mao na to ang ikwento naman sa mga bata.
Okay, so number 2. Do you employ particular storytelling methods such as voice modulation, props, or visuals? In what ways do these methods improve the children's involvement and comprehension?
Okay, so yes, we do use like karang mga props and karang modulation of voice para good interacting ang ilahang ang storytelling, and then makatch ang ilahang attention span.
Okay, so how do you structure your storytelling sessions? Do you encourage interaction and participation from the children?
First is, if mag-storytelling is ipakita sa mga bata ang book, ang title ng book, and then mag-ask of questions about sa makita nila sa book, and then i-introduce ang title, then I encourage also to my learner to interact and participate sa storytelling.
Okay, so how frequently do you include storytelling in your everyday activities? Is it a consistent element of the curriculum or is it utilized more occasionally?
Okay, so sa curriculum karon na kaya matatag sa lesson exemplar is more on 3 times a week ang stories, and then the other 2 days of an exemplar is more on singing or about sa poem, mga inana ang mga ang nasa klase.
Okay, so what particular language abilities have you noticed enhancing due to storytelling? Example, vocabulary, grammar, fluency, comprehension. Can you provide specific examples?
Okay, so the abilities that I notice enhancing due to storytelling are vocabulary and comprehension. So in vocabulary, before we read the story, so we usually give the meaning of unknown words. Karang wala gud sa ilaha like mga words na dili nila usually marinig. So dira pa lang maano na ay may bago na silang words na nabalaan. So ato lang.
Okay, so how do you assess the children's language development? What methods or tools do you use?
Okay, to assess the child language is a combination of method and tools. So we do observation, we give standard test, and we have parent and teacher questionnaires. So we also conduct ECD or the Early Childhood Development Checklist. Kaysa sa ECD, it has already 7 domains na ma-develop sa child. So in that ECD checklist, makita na nimo dito if the child knows na may kulang pa sa bata, and then mga iba pa.
Okay, so have you observed any differences in language development between children who regularly engage in storytelling activities and those who don't?
Yes, usually I observe na the children that karang nagalisten jud siya sa storytelling, naga-interact are maraming nalalaman kaysa sa wala nagapaminaw. They usually have build their comprehension other than wala jud sila naga-listen.
Okay. So, do you think storytelling affects some parts of language development more than others? If yes, which parts?
Yes, in storytelling, it affects their karang language exposure, cognitive development, and their social interaction.
Mm-mm.
So in that, maano jud ilahang karang mga cognitive skills nila, and then and their literacy skills in storytelling.
Okay. So, how do you change your storytelling approach to fit children with different learning styles and language backgrounds?
Okay. So, if halimbawa the story are more di kay siya appropriate for children, so we usually make puppet stick, like halimbawa dili kay siya mag-match dito sa story, ay mag-match siya pero gina mas pinashorten ang story para mas mag-interact ang mga bata.
Okay. So, what are the biggest challenges you face when using storytelling in your classroom?
The challenges I face when storytelling is yung mga batang hindi nakikinig or yung mga short lang attention span.
Oh.
That's the very difficult things.
So, how do you adjust, ma'am, your storytelling approach to meet the different needs and learning styles of the children's?
Okay, so like bago lang kami lesson about story about kalimut ko. Basta lisod siya na word. So ang I changed the name of the characters kay like Datu Usman, mga mga word na mahahaba. So I make it shorter para mas madali mag-sync sa nila, sa mind yung mga names ng characters, mga ganon.
Okay, so have you ever found storytelling not very effective? What do you think caused this?
Have you found
Not very
okay.
effective.
Have you ever found storytelling not very effective? Minsan if ang mga bata talaga is not listening. So, kasi may ibang bata na like makinig ng stories and may iba din na parang ayaw talaga makinig. So, nakadepende sa bata if they like or not.
Okay, so what resources or support have you found helpful in enhancing your storytelling practices?
Choose a story that would fit the learner, and then para mas ma-enhance ang storytelling mo is practice in front of the mirror. Kaya ang facial expression nimo, paano nimo siya i-voice sa mga bata para good pag on the karang magkwento na ka, so di na kay ka malisdan paano mo siya i-give sa mga bata ang nasa stories na to.
Okay, so last question, ma'am. So, what advice would you give to the other ECE teachers who want to use storytelling in their language lessons?
Okay, so my advice to ECE teachers, just love your kindergarten learners. And then kasi kung when you love kids or your learner, it would be easy for you to teach them. So mas madali ka magkwento if karang enjoy lang nimo. Dili mo i-pressure imong self jud na dapat inani makuha sa bata, dapat inana. Just enjoy kay not all learners are pare-pareha. They have differences. May iba pas makagets and then may iba dili. So just love what you are doing. Yan lang.
Okay, ma'am.